Hello, everyone. I'm Louis Clint. Welcome to Inner Peace Time. As always, it's great to be here online with all of you, whether you're watching from Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. So, hello again, everyone. Hello, Krista. Hello, our members in Texas. Hello, Kaisi, iPhone, Eric, and Vivi. Thanks for joining here on Zoom. Also, Julie and Haguzo on YouTube. I'm glad you slept in, Haguzo. Good to get some rest. And hello everyone on Facebook and Twitch. And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, I am streaming to several pages at once. So if you don't see my face at the top corner, very likely I cannot see your comment right now, but I'll always go back and reply, as many of you already know. So I hope everyone's been doing well. Hello Beverly, thanks for saying hi on YouTube. You know, meditation is such a wonderful, wonderful tool, helping us regain some peace, get some calm, and also help us declutter all the stuff going on in our days, or really throughout the week, now that it's the weekend. But this is why we practice, a way to help us de-stress, release, relax, get back to our peaceful state, or at least begin to gain some peace. And what's amazing is, as you start to gain that peace, it stays with you, especially if you practice the homework. So the homework is, whatever you're doing, have relaxation and awareness. It's a great way to help you practice meditation outside the meditation hall. As when we meditate, we want that balance of relaxation and awareness. It doesn't need to be perfect, but as we start getting better and better, it gets closer and closer to perfect. But also, give yourself time. Whenever you're building a new skill, or even perfecting a skill, it still takes time. Think of the Olympics. Those athletes, it wasn't something they just did after like a couple hours of practice. They were doing it for months, years to perfect their skill. So, same way, for us to continue to get better and better, it's us doing it regularly. So it's not so much how much do you meditate, but how often. If you meditate more often, you get more chances to practice. At the same time, when you have time to go longer, go for it. As long as it feels right for you. If long meditation does not feel good for you, you don't need to do it very long, okay? It's just not the right time yet. That's why I always tell you guys, quality over quantity. While many people think, I'm going to get 2 hours a day. That's great if you can and if you have the time. But if you're just sitting there enduring the 2 hours, you're not doing it right, okay? So that's why, remember, relax first. Hello, Wendy and John. Thanks for joining here on Zoom. And hello, Ana Maria on YouTube. Okay, then, is everyone ready for some meditation? Okay, then as always, let's get into our perfect position, as I like to call it, because it's perfect for you. And when you're ready, gently close your eyes. Taking a deep breath. Breathe in the cool, calm, relaxing air. And breathe out all your worries, thoughts, and responsibilities. Just let it all go. Forget about it for the time that we are meditating. Just breathe in, breathe out. Let each breath of fresh air help you become more relaxed, more comfortable. Take in a few more deep breaths, as this is a natural and easy way to relax. And once you are ready, you can return to normal breathing. And the deep breaths are a great way to help us release and relax. But it's not required for the entire meditation. But it's a great way to help you start. And as we practice, just take your time, take it easy. Meditation is a mini vacation. It shouldn't feel like work. Although, due to the literal construction going on downstairs, it might sound like we're at work. So remember, the first thing is allow your body to feel at ease. Relaxation is really a very important first step. It's a way to help us release, relax, and begin to let go. First, letting go physically. Letting go of our physical discomforts. How we do it is by allowing our body, allowing our muscles to feel a bit more loose and light. Not by tensing up, not by forcing. Very much like letting go in our mind. It's not by forcing. But when you take your time, it starts to loosen up and let go naturally. And of course, a great place to meditate would be somewhere quiet. But in reality, we can't always find a quiet place. Sometimes there will be noises, sounds, seemingly distractions. This is something I do to help me. Whenever there's noise, I tend to smile. I smile because I don't think of it as a distraction or an annoyance. I think of it as encouragement, reminding myself to center. So whenever, suppose a dog is barking, or a loud car drives by, or an airplane overhead, I think of it as the dog's barking is them cheering me on, saying you can do it, but it's in their own language. I don't quite understand what they're saying, but I will assume they're saying you can do it. It brings a smile to my face. The noise no longer feels negative, because noises and sounds, in general, are neutral. They're neither positive nor negative, but how we feel about them brings about that feeling. So we can't change the volume. Let us change how we feel about it. And as you practice more and more, it'll start to become much easier. And this ability to adjust how you feel about it can help you even in daily life. Starting to think of it as a more positive perspective. For example, when driving and someone cuts you off or drives way too fast. At first you might be very frustrated. Why are they doing that? There's plenty of road. There's no reason to speed. Are some of the things that might come to mind. Of course, this is the PG version. But another way to think of it is, oh, maybe they didn't see me, they accidentally cut me off. Or they're in a rush to the hospital. Or something a bit more positive where it's a bit more understanding. When we start to view it in this way, the negative feelings we have toward them melt away. Because when you feel negative, remember that the one you're negative toward doesn't feel it. Only you feel it. So having that angry feeling, that negative feeling, is not very beneficial. So let us diffuse it, release, relax. Easiest time to practice is during meditation. Because of course, the simple noises that happen around us can flip the switch from peace to not so peaceful. So as we practice, we'll be able to let go of it a lot easier. Allowing the meditation to be a great practice ground in helping us relearn how to release, relax, let go, not hold on. In our daily lives, there are so many things that are very inconsequential. They're not very important. They don't actually have much consequence toward you. But because of how we feel about it, sometimes we hold on. Even though it's nothing very important to hold on to. Let us practice to let go of those things. Allow yourself to just come back to your center, to regain our calm, regain our peace. Also, never look down on how much peace you can gain. At first, we all have very little, just slightly peaceful, or somewhat peaceful. And that's okay. We all start somewhere. But as we practice more and more, you're able to gain it a lot easier. But even if you've been practicing for years, there will be days where it's difficult to regain it, because life happens. Some things not so great are still in your mind, unable to let go, causing difficulty in centering. This is why we practice. Because during those times where it's hard, it's difficult, if we practice a lot, we're able to remind ourselves, it's okay, take your time, take it easy. Those mini pep talks can be very helpful. I know from personal experience. Just like how I share with all of you during meditation, guiding you. A lot of the things I share with you are things that I am also reminding myself about. We're human beings. We're also very forgetful. I always wondered why my master, whenever he led meditation, he'd tend to say the same things over and over. There would just be short nuances that were slightly different, that added a bit more, or something slightly different. Realizing this is how a teacher works. They want to make sure you're still getting the basics done, and realizing that we do tend to forget. Even those who teach can sometimes forget. So remind yourself to take it easy, take your time, relax your body, relax your mind, and little by little, the peace will start to flow in. Now, let us continue in silence, letting our mind be calm, clear, and peaceful. Remember, take your time. If you need a break, take a break. When we meditate, it's okay to make adjustments, because those minor adjustments can be the difference between enduring and enjoying. And as I mentioned before, meditation is a mini vacation. It should never feel like work. So allow yourself to release, relax. Relax your body, relax your mind. Now, let us begin spreading loving kindness. Spreading loving kindness is like spreading out your heart, sending out good intentions to all beings. So let us visualize our object as we have been doing, and imagine that your object becomes crystal clear, clean and bright. And at the center of your object, there is a bright light. It's the light of peace, love, and compassion. All those who touch this light are instantly happier, healthier, and more at peace. So we let this light illuminate our bodies, filling our body with light. And let this light shine out from you, filling the room. Let this light spread far and wide, filling the city and the surrounding cities, filling the state or province, filling the country and the surrounding countries, until filling the entire world and now throughout the universe. Thinking of our loved ones, our family, our friends, our close and distant relatives, our co-workers, acquaintances, all the people you know and all the people you don't know, to all sentient beings, all the animals in this world, and even thinking to the heavens, to our friends and relatives who have passed away, wishing well for every one of them. And as we are spreading loving kindness, let us make this wish together, for us all to be happy, healthy, wealthy, successful, to gain wisdom, attain enlightenment, for world peace. Let us take a moment to make our own good wishes. Sapphe Buddha Parapata Pacheka Nanjayang Palang Arahanta Nanjate Jinarakam Pantami Sapaso Sappaputtanupavena Sappathammanupavena Sappasanghanupavena Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. Now, very gently and at your own pace, opening your eyes. Take your time as we slowly come back. You can take in a few deep breaths, do a little stretch if you'd like, as we slowly come back. How's everyone feeling? take a moment to notice how you feel now that we finished. As we all know, this is the time that we call considering, taking the time to check and see what worked, what didn't work. Because every time we meditate, it's either a good session or an almost good session. There are no bad sessions. It's always either very good, where you feel wonderful, or a little challenging. That's still okay. Because every day is like that. There are days where we're very happy, days that are not so much. But we learn from it. It helps us grow. It helps us get better. So we can see what is it we need to work on, and then start to work on it. And hello, Antonio. Thanks for joining in. Let's see. And before we go into questions and comments, have a little bit of some words of wisdom from my master. For today, it's called the happy sun. He says, the internal sun will arise when our mind is at a standstill. It will be like a bright object shining day and night. Okay? Day and night. The ordinary sun shines only half a day, then fades away. But when we attain that internal sun, our life will never be in darkness. So here our master's talking about the light from within. Quite literally, that peace we gain when we meditate. When we are lucky that we get to experience it, you can't help but want to let that light shine out more and more. So even if you're not really feeling the light yet, you're not feeling that wonderful feeling yet, it's okay. It starts off like a flicker of light, like one little candle in a very, very big room, or like one star in the sky, just barely showing. But that's okay. It starts off that way. Little by little, as we start to clear away the clutter, our mind becomes more calm, more peaceful, just like the water. If the water is muddled and murky, you can't see through it. But once the water settles, the dust falls down, the water becomes clean and clear. Then we're able to see the light. All the benefits start to flow in. So I hope you all keep practicing. You'll start to notice when you reach this level, or even start to experience it, your life will never be in darkness, just like my master says, because you'll find that peace a lot easier and be able to find the way, whatever it is that you need to do. Okay? So now I open the floor to you all. Okay. I see a question on YouTube already. Hello, Hakuzo. He's asking, why is it that anxiety has such an odd effect on one's body and mind? Well, first off, anxiety first, we know our body and mind have a very strong connection, right? And the thing is, nowadays we tend to think of the body, when we talk about health, more than the mind. When in reality, the mind has a bigger effect on our body than we think. If you, for example, when we go to sleep, and you have a full 8 hours of sleep, but when you wake up, why is it sometimes we feel more tired than before we went to bed? The reason for this is because our mind, while our body was resting, our mind was still working overtime. So our mind is exhausted, our body is rested, but how do we feel? Exhausted. You still feel tired, even though your body got the rest. Because if you think of our body and mind kind of like a corporation or a business, our body is like our workers, all of our workers, okay? Our mind is kind of like the manager, but you are the boss, okay? So your true self, I'll call it the true self, is the boss, because your mind is just part of you. Your body is another part of you. You need two. The thing is, if you continue to help train your mind, the manager, he will be a good manager, helping your body work well, work together well. But if you're not training your mind, it's like when the manager is not so great and he's the problem. And then everyone's having a problem, right? So this is just an example. Not calling anyone out, okay? But it's just an example that because in reality, if the manager is there and everything's good, it tends to make the body have that energy and want to do it all and work well. That's why when there's a good manager, the workplace feels really good. At the same time, the manager's not so great, no one wants to come to work. It's very much like our body. Suddenly our body just goes, no, I'm out. because your mind's saying, no, I'm not ready for this. So then nothing really goes well. So when we have anxiety or really any mental illness or mental condition that happens up, even just being sick, it affects our mind. When our mind is sick, of course it affects our body. So this is why we do our best to work on finding that balance. If you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, yes, meditation can help, but it also takes practice of, like, because I'm a psych major, or I graduated psychology. I know that to deal with mental illnesses, sometimes, especially anxiety, sometimes you need, generally help with a professional can help, because they can help steer you directly toward the way that can help you best. Everyone's different. No one's the same. So one thing that I would recommend is like exposure therapy is something that I actually agree with. When you're more exposed to the thing that tends to make you feel not so great, but in a safe environment, like little by little, you start to realize it's not as scary as I thought. It does not induce as much as I thought it would. As you start to realize, oh, it's like, for example, having stress is not a bad thing. Not entirely. It's very natural to have stress. But it's how we interpret it and experience it that can matter. If suddenly every little stressor feels like it's a mountain falling on you, that's not very good. But as we start to experience more, we'll start to realize that's not so important. We're able to let go of it. It doesn't become a stressor. And this is where meditation helps us start to clear away and help us find that peace, find that calm. So yes, a lot of the things that we deal with, that we have to deal with, or and some who have mental problems as well, and physical problems, they all really do weigh on each other. This is why that body-mind connection is so important. And finding some peace for yourself can help us heal and move forward easier. So yeah. So why does it affect us? Because our body and mind are so connected, and in reality, our mind is the manager of the body. It's just like how we would say, like back in the day, they'd say mind over matter. It's very true. Like your question last night, how do monks deal with the heat when they don't have AC? Another thing is your mind. If you think of cool thoughts, it can help. It really can help. But at the same time, if you're not mindful of yourself, you're not going to cool down either. So this is why we practice. Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, oh, Vivi says, had a quiet inner self with light observation. Very good. Felt like dreaming. Yeah, isn't that interesting? And then the pain in her knees were gone. Very good. Yes. So when we meditate, this is the interesting thing that happens. When you start to get into the zone where your body and mind feel just right, it's in sync. The things that were pain, were used to feel like pain, or if you're dealing with pain, you start to let go of that connection. It's not that you won't feel pain anymore. You'll still have pain because your body actually is, still recovering, right? But during the time when you have peace, you're able to let go of it, not holding on to it so much. It helps you go in deeper. Oddly, some of the best times I was able to meditate were because I was already in pain, where you could, like, when you're already in pain, you have no choice because you have to be in pain. And then I was able to finally let go of it. And then I had a deep meditation. And then when I had no pain, all right, just meditate. I'm stuck. So I'm not saying to go get hurt first, okay? But I'm just saying it's just interesting that when you are in constant pain, it's like you start to realize how to let go of it a lot easier. So I hope you feel better soon and recover soon. But yes, I know I've had that experience also. After I had a surgery, I had to cut a part of my leg off. Yeah, that's another story. But yeah. Okay. Any other questions or wonders today? Okay. Then if not, I'd like to give you all a blessing before we go. May you all be blessed with happiness, good health, wealth, success in your lives. May you be surrounded by good friends who will always guide you into light, in times of darkness and in times of need. And when you close your eyes to meditate, May you attain inner peace easily and quickly in every lifetime. So thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you're watching from. And remember, a smile a day keeps the stress away. So everyone, keep smiling and let's brighten up the world together. So for everyone on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, see you guys next time. And those on Zoom, feel free to stay longer if you'd like to chat. Take care, everyone.